Talk about it. Too often, we find ourselves trapped in conversations about what we plan to do, who we aim to become, or the changes we're going to make. We fill the air with promises, dreams, and declarations. Words become our safety net, a shield of intention that keeps us from stepping into the unknown of action. But the truth is, talking about it doesn't make it real. Talking about it won't move you forward, or action will. Progress is not measured by what you say, but by what you do. In a world where words often flow more freely than actions, the gap between intention and execution can be vast. It's easy to articulate a vision, outline a plan, or declare ambitions to those around us. Words give us a sense of control and clarity. They make the future feel tangible, as if speaking our desires aloud brings us closer to achieving them. Yet this is a comforting illusion. True progress, the kind that transforms lives and turns dreams into reality, doesn't come from what we talk about, but from the steps we take. When we express our goals, there's a psychological reward that comes with it. The act of talking about our plans can provide a temporary sense of fulfillment, almost as if we've already achieved something. Friends applaud our ambition. Family members offer encouragement. And for a moment, we bask in the approval that comes from having a clear direction. This external validation can be dangerously soothing. It creates an illusion of movement, a feeling that we're on our way simply because we've declared our intentions. But intentions, no matter how grand, remain hollow without action to back them up. Imagine someone who announces their plan to get in shape. They talk about the workouts they'll do, the diet they'll follow, and the new routine they'll adopt. The conversations are filled with energy and optimism, and for a moment they feel the surge of motivation that comes from setting a goal. But then days pass and the gym remains an idea rather than a reality. The meal plan stays on paper, never translating into actual meals. The act of talking about it provided a momentary high, but it didn't build muscle, improve endurance, or change habits. Only action can do that. Actions are tangible. They leave a mark. Every small step forward, every hour spent in focused effort contributes to real, measurable progress. It's in the doing that transformation happens. Talking about change might set the stage, but walking that path is what writes the story. It's the difference between theory and practice, between dreams and achievements. When you act, you engage with the world in a way that words alone cannot. Each action, no matter how small, is a building block toward your goal. There's a quiet power in action that words can't replicate. Consider the difference between someone who says they'll write a book and someone who sits down each day to write, even if it's just a few sentences. The talker may have a detailed outline and a list of chapters, but until they put words on the page, the book remains a fantasy. The doer, on the other hand, accumulates pages one by one until the story takes shape. They may not talk about their project at all, but their actions are a testament to their commitment. In the end, it's their manuscript that tells the world what they've accomplished, not their declarations. Another reason action is more powerful than words is that it builds momentum. Taking the first step, no matter how small, creates a chain reaction. Each action fuels the next, building confidence and reinforcing the belief that progress is possible. Words can't create that momentum. They might spark motivation, but without action to sustain it, that spark quickly fades. The act of doing, of engaging with your goal in a real and tangible way, generates its own energy. It turns abstract ideas into concrete achievements. Actions also reveal character in a way that words cannot. Anyone can say they want to change, improve, or achieve something. But the willingness to take action, especially when it's difficult or uncomfortable, shows a deeper level of commitment. It's easy to talk about goals when everything is theoretical. Taking action requires courage, persistence, and the willingness to face setbacks. It means stepping out of your comfort zone, confronting obstacles, and pushing through resistance. These are the qualities that define true progress. There's also an authenticity to action that words often lack. Talking about your plans can sometimes feel performative, especially in an age where social media encourages us to share every aspect of our lives. Announcing a goal online might earn likes and positive comments, but those digital affirmations don't translate into real-world results. Authentic progress doesn't need an audience. It happens in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It's the early mornings spent working on a project, the late nights studying, the hours of practice that no one sees. These actions are the true markers of progress. In the end, the world doesn't reward intentions, it rewards results. People remember what you did, not what you said you would do. Your legacy is built on the actions you take, the impact you make, and the changes you create. Talking about your goals might feel satisfying in the moment, but it's the consistent, often unglamorous work behind the scenes that turns those goals into reality. Progress isn't measured by the plans you share or the promises you make. It's measured by the steps you take, one after another, until you reach your destination. Talking about your plans can create a false sense of accomplishment. It's a subtle yet powerful trap that many of us fall into without realizing it. We share our dreams and ambitions with others, convinced that this act of verbalization brings us closer to achieving them. We feel a rush of excitement when we announce our intentions, whether it's starting a new business, adopting a healthier lifestyle, or embarking on a creative project. This excitement often mimics the feeling of progress, giving us the impression that we've taken a step forward. But this sense of accomplishment is an illusion, one that can derail our journey before it even begins. When we talk about our goals, we often receive validation from those around us. Friends and family offer words of encouragement, and we bask in the positive feedback. This external validation can be intoxicating. It makes us feel seen, understood, and supported. But this feeling is fleeting. The applause we receive for stating our intentions does not translate into real-world results. It's a temporary high that can lull us into complacency. We mistake the act of sharing our goals for the act of pursuing them. We convince ourselves that we're on the right track because we've articulated our vision. In reality, we haven't moved an inch. This false sense of accomplishment can be dangerous because it drains our motivation. When we talk about our plans, our brains reward us with a burst of dopamine, the same neurotransmitter that's released when we achieve something. This chemical response can create a sense of satisfaction that's disproportionate to our actual progress. We feel good about ourselves as if we've already crossed the finish line. But this sense of satisfaction is premature. It tricks us into thinking that we've done the work when in fact we've only imagined it. The real work lies ahead, and it requires sustained effort and discipline qualities that aren't developed through conversation alone. There's also a psychological phenomenon at play here. When we talk about our goals, we create a mental image of success. This image can be so vivid that it feels real. We see ourselves achieving our dreams, and for a moment, we live in that future. But this mental simulation can backfire. Studies have shown that visualizing success without taking action can actually reduce our chances of achieving it. Our minds become satisfied with the fantasy, and we lose the drive to turn it into reality. The more we talk about our plans, the more we reinforce this illusion. We become trapped in a cycle of intention without execution. Talking about our goals can make us feel accountable to others, but this accountability is often superficial. We may fear disappointing those who know about our plans, but this fear isn't always enough to drive meaningful action. In fact, it can have the opposite effect. The pressure to live up to our words can create anxiety, which can be paralyzing. We become so concerned with how we're perceived that we avoid taking risks. We prioritize appearances over progress. We'd rather be seen as someone with potential than risk failure by taking action. But true growth requires us to embrace failure. It's through trial and error that we learn and improve. Talking about our plans might protect our egos, but it doesn't build resilience. Another danger of talking about our plans is that it can lead to overthinking. When we share our goals with others, we open ourselves up to their opinions and advice. While some feedback can be valuable, too much input can be overwhelming. We start second-guessing ourselves, doubting our instincts, and questioning our decisions. This constant analysis can lead to paralysis. We get stuck in a loop of planning and replanning, never taking the first step. Action requires decisiveness. It demands that we commit to a course and adjust as we go. Talking about our plans can keep us stuck in the planning phase where everything is safe and theoretical. But progress happens in the messy, unpredictable world of action. There's also a social component to this illusion of accomplishment. In today's world, we're constantly encouraged to share our lives online. Social media has made it easy to broadcast our intentions to a wide audience. We post about our goals, and we receive likes, comments, and shares. This digital validation can be even more seductive than real-world feedback. It gives us a sense of instant gratification that's hard to resist. But social media rewards visibility, not progress. The most liked post about your fitness journey won't help you lift a single weight. The most shared tweet about your business idea won't generate a single sale. Real progress isn't measured in likes and retweets. It's measured in the quiet, unglamorous work that happens offline. Ultimately, talking about our plans is easy. It requires no real commitment, no sacrifice, and no vulnerability. Taking action, on the other hand, requires all of these things. It demands that we step out of our comfort zones and face the possibility of failure. It requires persistence in the face of obstacles and resilience in the face of setbacks. Talking about our goals might give us a momentary sense of accomplishment, but it won't carry us through the challenges that lie ahead. Only action can do that. Progress is not measured by the words we speak, but by the steps we take. Success is most powerful when it's demonstrated, not declared. In a world filled with noise, where everyone seems eager to share their plans, ambitions, and dreams, it can be tempting to join the chorus. There's a certain allure to making bold declarations, to announcing your intentions to the world. It feels empowering. It feels like a step forward. But true power doesn't lie in the words we speak about our future. It lies in the results we produce through consistent effort and quiet dedication. It's easy to talk about success. It's much harder to achieve it. And in the end, it's our actions and outcomes that will define us, not our promises or proclamations. When you declare your goals to others, there's an immediate sense of validation. People may applaud your ambition, offer encouragement, or express admiration for your vision. This external validation can be intoxicating. It feels like progress. It feels like you're already on your way. But this feeling is often misleading. The applause you receive for stating your intentions is empty compared to the satisfaction of achieving them. Words alone don't create change. They don't build businesses, write books, or transform lives. Only action does that. And the most powerful actions are often the ones that are taken quietly, without fanfare, in the unseen hours when no one is watching. Think about the people who truly inspire you. Chances are they're not the ones who spend their time talking about what they're going to do. They're the ones who are out there doing it. They're the ones who let their work speak for itself. Their success isn't built on grand declarations. It's built on consistent effort, resilience, and the quiet determination to keep going even when things get tough. They don't need to tell the world what they're going to achieve because their results say everything that needs to be said. There's a certain authenticity to this kind of success. It's real, it's earned, and it's undeniable. When you demonstrate your success through your actions, you don't need to convince anyone of your worth. Your results speak for themselves. They're a testament to your hard work, your discipline, and your perseverance. They're proof that you didn't just talk about your dreams, you brought them to life. And that kind of success commands respect in a way that words never could. On the other hand, when you spend too much time talking about your plans, you risk losing credibility. People may be impressed by your words at first, but if those words aren't backed up by action, their impact will fade. Over time, people will start to see through the talk. They'll recognize the gap between what you say and what you do. And that gap can be damaging not just to your reputation, but to your own sense of self. When you talk about success without demonstrating it, you're not just misleading others, you're misleading yourself. You're creating a version of yourself that exists only in words, not in reality. This doesn't mean you should never share your goals or talk about your plans. There's value in setting intentions and seeking support from others. But there's a difference between sharing your goals and seeking validation through them. The key is to focus more on doing than on talking. Let your actions be the foundation of your success. Let your results be the story you tell the world. Consider the metaphor of a tree. A tree doesn't announce its growth. It doesn't seek attention or validation. It simply grows. It reaches toward the sky, its roots digging deep into the earth, its branches spreading wide. And when it bears fruit, that fruit is the evidence of its growth. No words are needed. The tree's success is demonstrated, not declared. In the same way, your growth, your progress, and your success should be evident in the work you produce and the impact you make. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to prove it with words. Your results will speak for you. This approach also protects you from the pressure that comes with public declarations. When you talk too much about your plans, you create expectations not just from others, but from yourself. You feel the weight of those expectations, and that weight can be paralyzing. It can make you afraid to take risks or to fail because you're worried about what others will think. But when you focus on action rather than talk, you free yourself from that pressure. You're not performing for anyone. You're not seeking approval. You're simply doing the work. And that work, over time, will lead to the results you seek. In the end, success isn't about what you say you're going to do. It's about what you actually do. It's about the steps you take, the obstacles you overcome, and the progress you make. It's about the quiet, consistent effort that no one sees, the late nights, the early mornings, the moments of doubt, and the moments of triumph. It's about showing up day after day and doing the work, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. So don't worry about convincing others of your potential. Don't get caught up in the need to declare your intentions or seek validation. Focus on the work. Focus on the results. Let your success be the proof of your commitment. Let your actions tell the story. Because in the end, the most powerful statement you can make isn't with your words, it's with your results. Actions speak louder than words. This simple truth is often repeated, but its depth is sometimes overlooked. Words are easy to produce, they flow freely, carrying our intentions, promises, and dreams. But without action to support them, they lose their power. Action is what transforms ideas into reality. It is the bridge between who we are and who we want to become. Without it, our words remain empty, our dreams unfulfilled, and our potential untapped. True progress requires us to move beyond talking and into doing. It demands that we turn our intentions into tangible efforts, one step at a time. There's a certain comfort in talking about our plans. It feels good to articulate our goals, to paint a picture of the future we envision. This act of verbalization creates a sense of possibility, a feeling that we are in control of our destiny. But this comfort can be deceptive. Talking about our goals can create an illusion of progress, a false sense of accomplishment that masks the reality of inaction. We feel productive because we've expressed our intentions, but in truth, we haven't taken any meaningful steps forward. Real progress doesn't come from talking about what we're going to do. It comes from taking action, from putting in the work, from facing challenges head on. Consider the difference between intention and execution. Intention is important. It sets the direction, the vision. But execution is what brings that vision to life. Without action, even the most well-intentioned plans remain theoretical. They exist only in our minds, never making an impact in the real world. Execution requires effort. It demands discipline, persistence, and resilience. It involves showing up every day, doing the work, and pushing through obstacles. It's not glamorous. It's often difficult and unrecognized. But it's in this space of action that true progress is made. Actions have a power that words cannot match. They are concrete, measurable, and impactful. When you take action, you create results. These results are evidence of your commitment, your effort, and your growth. They are undeniable. No one can question the reality of what you've accomplished because it's there for all to see. This is why action speaks louder than words. It produces outcomes that are real and tangible. Words on their own cannot do this. They can inspire, motivate, and set intentions, but they cannot create change. Only action can do that. Think about the people you admire. Are they the ones who talk about what they're going to do, or are they the ones who quietly go about achieving it? True leaders, innovators, and changemakers don't rely on words alone. They lead through action. They demonstrate their values, their vision, and their commitment through what they do, not just what they say. Their actions create a legacy that words could never fully capture. They understand that talk is cheap and that true influence comes from doing the work, leading by example, and showing others what is possible through their actions. There's also a psychological dimension to this. When you focus on action rather than words, you build momentum. Each step forward, no matter how small, creates a sense of progress. This progress fuels your motivation, giving you the energy and confidence to keep going. On the other hand, when you talk about your plans without acting on them, you create a different kind of momentum, one that leads to complacency. You feel a temporary sense of satisfaction from expressing your intentions, but this feeling fades quickly, leaving you in the same place you started. To break this cycle, you must shift your focus from talking to doing. Action is the catalyst for change. Taking action also builds character. It forces you to confront challenges, to face uncertainty, and to deal with setbacks. These experiences shape you. They teach you resilience, adaptability, and perseverance. Words cannot teach these lessons. They cannot prepare you for the reality of pursuing a goal. Only action can do that. Every step you take, every obstacle you overcome, makes you stronger, more capable, and more confident. This is how you grow, not by talking about what you're going to do, but by doing it. Moreover, actions create a ripple effect. When you take action, you inspire others to do the same. Your efforts, your results, and your commitment become a source of motivation for those around you. People see what you're doing, and it gives them permission to take action in their own lives. This kind of influence is far more powerful than words alone. It's authentic, it's earned, and it's impactful. When you lead through action, you don't just talk about change, you create it. In a world where talk is cheap and promises are often broken, action stands out. It's rare, valuable, and powerful. It's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's what turns ideas into reality, potential into success. So don't get caught up in the trap of talking about what you're going to do. Don't seek validation through words alone. Focus on action. Let your efforts, your results, and your progress speak for you. Because in the end, it's not what you say that defines you, it's what you do. In a world driven by instant gratification and quick validation, the quiet power of proving yourself through action often goes unnoticed. It's easy to talk about your goals, ambitions, and dreams, to share your vision with others and seek approval or encouragement. There's an undeniable appeal in this. Speaking about our plans gives us a temporary sense of accomplishment. It feels like progress. But real progress isn't found in the words we speak, it's found in the actions we take, the steps we commit to, and the consistency we show. Proving yourself through action is not about seeking applause or recognition, it's about demonstrating your worth through quiet, consistent effort that builds a solid foundation for lasting success. Actions are the purest form of communication. They are honest, unfiltered, and undeniable. When you show what you're capable of through your actions, you remove the need for explanations or justifications. Your results speak for themselves. This approach not only builds credibility but also establishes a sense of self-respect and inner strength. You no longer need to convince others of your potential, your actions do that for you. This is why proving yourself through action is so powerful. It doesn't rely on perception or opinion, it's grounded in reality, in tangible outcomes that no one can dispute. Consider the difference between words and actions. Words are easy to produce. They require no real commitment or sacrifice. You can talk about your goals, your plans, and your dreams without ever taking a single step toward them. This can create an illusion of progress, a comforting but ultimately empty feeling. Actions, on the other hand, require effort. They demand discipline, persistence, and courage. Taking action means facing challenges, overcoming obstacles, and sometimes failing. It means stepping out of your comfort zone and doing the work, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. This is where real growth happens, not in the comfort of words, but in the discomfort of action. When you focus on proving yourself through action, you develop a sense of integrity. Integrity isn't just about honesty, it's about aligning your actions with your words. It's about being someone who doesn't just talk about their values and ambitions, but lives them. This alignment creates a sense of authenticity that others can see and respect. People are drawn to those who lead by example, who demonstrate their values through what they do, not just what they say. This kind of integrity is rare in a world where many are quick to talk and slow to act. It sets you apart and gives you a quiet, unshakable strength. There's also a psychological benefit to proving yourself through action. Each step you take, no matter how small, builds momentum. Progress fuels motivation. When you see the tangible results of your efforts, it reinforces your belief in yourself and your abilities. This creates a positive feedback loop. Action leads to results. Results build confidence, and confidence fuels further action. On the other hand, when you focus too much on talking about your plans without acting on them, you create a different kind of cycle, one of stagnation and self-doubt. The gap between what you say and what you do can erode your confidence and make it harder to take action in the future. The only way to break this cycle is to shift your focus from words to deeds. Proving yourself through action also builds resilience. The path of action is rarely smooth. It's filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But it's in facing these challenges that you grow stronger. Each obstacle you overcome, each failure you learn from, adds to your strength and resilience. These experiences shape you in a way that words never could. They teach you perseverance, adaptability, and grit. They show you what you're capable of, not just in theory, but in practice. This kind of resilience is invaluable. It gives you the confidence to keep going, even when things get tough. It's not something you can talk your way into. It's something you earn through action. There's another important aspect to consider: the impact of your actions on others. When you lead through action, you inspire those around you. People see your dedication, your effort, and your results, and it motivates them to take action in their own lives. This kind of influence is far more powerful than words alone. It's authentic, it's earned, and it's contagious. When you prove yourself through action, you become a living example of what's possible. You show others that success isn't just about talking a good game, it's about doing the work day in and day out. In the end, proving yourself through action is about more than just achieving your goals. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to talk about their worth because their actions speak for them. It's about building a reputation, not through words or promises, but through consistent effort and tangible results. It's about earning respect not just from others, but from yourself. When you focus on action, you build a foundation of trust and credibility that no one can take away from you. So, don't get caught up in the need to prove yourself through words. Don't seek validation through promises or declarations. Focus on the work. Show up every day and do the best you can. Let your actions be your proof, your legacy, and your story. Because in the end, it's not what you say that defines you, it's what you do. And when you prove yourself through action, you create a life that speaks for itself. The most profound commitments are often the quietest. There's a subtle but powerful difference between those who talk about their goals and those who silently pursue them. The person who quietly dedicates themselves to their path doesn't seek attention or validation. They don't need to announce their plans or explain their intentions. Instead, they channel their energy into consistent, focused effort. This quiet commitment is not about seeking approval, it's about staying true to their journey and the work that must be done. They understand that real growth, real progress happens in the doing, not in the talking. Silence in commitment is a sign of inner strength. It reflects a confidence that doesn't need external validation. When you keep your commitments to yourself, you create a space where your energy is directed inward, toward action and improvement, rather than outward, seeking acknowledgement. This internal focus is powerful. It allows you to stay grounded, to avoid the distractions that come with seeking approval from others. It keeps you connected to your purpose, your goals, and your true self. This kind of quiet dedication is rare in a world where so many are quick to share their plans and seek recognition before they've taken a single step. There's a certain discipline that comes with silent commitment. It requires self-control and a clear sense of purpose. Talking about your goals can be tempting because it feels good. It creates a temporary sense of progress, a momentary high, but this feeling is fleeting. It can even be counterproductive, draining the energy you need to take real action. When you choose silence, you conserve that energy. You channel it into the work, the small, consistent steps that lead to real progress. You create a steady momentum that builds over time, each action reinforcing your commitment and bringing you closer to your goals. Silent commitment also protects you from the influence of others. When you talk about your goals, you invite opinions, expectations, and sometimes even doubt from those around you. These external factors can be distracting or discouraging. They can plant seeds of self-doubt or push you in directions that don't align with your true purpose. When you keep your commitment to yourself, you create a protective boundary. You stay focused on your path, free from the noise and judgment of others. This doesn't mean you reject support or guidance. It means you prioritize your own inner voice, your own understanding of what needs to be done. There's a deep sense of integrity in silent commitment. Integrity isn't just about honesty with others, it's about being honest with yourself. It's about aligning your actions with your values, even when no one is watching. When you make a silent commitment, you're making a promise to yourself. Keeping that promise builds a sense of self-respect and trust. You become someone who follows through, not because of external pressure or expectation, but because of your own inner standards. This kind of integrity is powerful. It creates a foundation of self-trust that strengthens you in every aspect of your life. The impact of silent commitment extends beyond your own personal growth. It sets an example for others. People notice actions more than words. When they see someone who is quietly dedicated, who works consistently without seeking attention, it leaves an impression. It's authentic and inspiring. It shows that success isn't about making grand declarations, it's about showing up day after day and doing the work. This kind of influence is subtle but powerful. It doesn't rely on persuasion or explanation. It's rooted in action and authenticity. It demonstrates what's possible when you commit fully and silently to your goals. There's also a psychological strength that comes with silent commitment. When you keep your goals to yourself, you reduce the pressure to perform for others. You create a safe space to experiment, to fail, and to learn without the fear of judgment. This freedom is invaluable. It allows you to take risks and explore new paths. It fosters a mindset of growth and resilience. When you don't have to prove yourself to others, you're free to focus on proving yourself to yourself. This is where true progress happens, not in the pursuit of external validation, but in the quiet, persistent work of becoming better than you were yesterday. Silent commitment doesn't mean isolation. It doesn't mean you can't seek support or share your journey with trusted allies. It means you're selective about who you share with and when. It means you prioritize the work over the talk. You stay connected to your purpose and let your actions speak for you. This approach builds a deep, unshakable confidence. You know what you're working toward, and you know what it takes to get there. You don't need to convince anyone else of your worth or your potential. Your results will speak for themselves. In a world that often values noise over substance, silent commitment stands out. It's a quiet strength, a focused determination that doesn't need applause or recognition. It's about doing the work because you believe in it, because you know it matters, not because you want others to see it. This kind of commitment is powerful. It builds resilience, integrity, and self-trust. It creates a foundation for lasting success. So don't get caught up in the need to talk about your goals. Focus on the work. Stay committed, stay quiet, and let your actions tell your story. In the end, it's not the noise that defines you, it's the work you do, day after day, in silence.